Hey, you ever feel resentful, deprived, looking around at others with a little bit of envy, a little bit of jealousy because you think they're getting treats that you can't have? Here's what I'm talking about. I've got a little resource out there, 30 baby steps for a clean, low-carb life, something like that. I'm not sure what I called it. And I thought I'd talk to you about each of the steps that I chose to include. And the very first step is telling you to how to make a mug cake or a mug baked, like either a little bit of chocolate cake or a biscuit. And I don't think I even explained in there why that was my number one. But here's my quick story. I'll try and make it quick. It took me 6 months, this was my first ridiculous mistake, to actually begin my clean low-carb diet after I realized that I was losing my mind and I'd read that diet could make a difference. I didn't really believe it, and I thought once I gave up the sugar and the flour, that would be it. I'd never taste it again. And so I really dragged my feet. But the other ridiculous mistake I made was that I didn't even think to look whether there might be low-carb recipes available for treats like cake. Because how could there be, right? I didn't know there were things that were sweet other than sugar and honey that I knew I had to make up. So I didn't even look. And January rolled around and I finally started eating clean low carb, and it wasn't so hard. The first, I'd say the first 2-3 days, just getting out of the habit of reaching for a sweet snack or a little treat, that was hard. But the food is good and it's very filling and you're not hungry. But maybe 3 or 5 weeks in, I think I was sitting on a Sunday afternoon and my husband's eating his potato chips. I was never even a potato chips person, but he's eating his potato chips and I am resentful because he did not choose to go on this path with me. Though he eats all my clean low carb suppers, he does do that. And I didn't want the chips, but I just felt like deprived. And so I Googled, keto snack or something. I don't know how I didn't realize there's a whole world out there. So the reason why I think the very first thing that you should do before you start a clean low carb life in earnest is decide what snack matters most to you. Clearly cake and biscuits mattered most to me. And go find a keto version of that and make it yourself. Do not go buying keto treats from the store. Don't do that. That's a whole thing in itself. You have to buy almond flour and Swerve. Those couple weird ingredients from the store, but that's all. And it's not hard. And in 5 minutes, maybe 10, you're gonna have something that is good. Is so good that you're like, oh, I can do this, right? I'm not saying have cake and biscuits every day. I'm just saying that you don't need to feel deprived or resentful because you can have your treats whenever you want to. Okay, I'm Eileen. This is the number one of my little walk and talk series. Quick personal life note. My husband and I are going to Italy in a month. And I have just been sitting on my backside for way too long. And I know that exercise is important and I don't do it. And I know that getting the sunlight in my eyes in the morning is so good for my health. So I'm trying to do a little sprint, a little walk and talk every day for 30 days to get in shape and just to share with you. If you're interested in my resources, there are links in the description below. Thank you for spending time with me today. And until next time, let's all stay strong, wise, kind, and good by choosing good food for good health.